And go, Eliot.
Welcome, Nerd fans, to the latest S&M production of the Sunday Night Sports Nerd Show. It is the most absurd 90 minutes of anything goes, smack talk, and a whole lot more. Every Sunday night, the sports nerd joins forces with his maniac co-host, whom are a select group of sports nerds with attitude that are known in Nerd Nation as the Rat Pack. These are four of the most foul-mouthed, shit-talking nerds, spitting some sick rips and rants, just enough to make you piss your pants. So listen up, Nerd Nation. Rise and welcome the legend himself. He is the founder, he is the host, and he is the star of the Sports Nerd Show. Coming to you live, straight out of Lakeland, Florida, Scott, the Sports Nerd. Right.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Once again, the sports nerds are live and in charge. Joining me, as always, is my wonderful co-host, Mr. Eliot Big E Lama, Ken Koslow, and, of course, Mr. John G. Olson.
You forgot the hashtags again.
Hey, Scott.
Yeah.
The phrase actually goes large and in charge.
Large and in charge. Okay.
Large and in charge.
Large and in charge. I need to fix that, John. I'm sorry. I apologize, John. I need to fix that.
Dude, if you want to get people to actually come to the show, that's how it works. We need to make that a priority. Hashtags are critical, especially if you're sharing it to the interwebs.
Did we not hashtag again?
I gotta get it set up in.
Yeah, I told him this last week.
Yeah, and restreamed.
We were there. We heard.
Hi, Eliana.
Hi, Eliana.
I'm a dumbass. I know that. Anyway,
well, at least you're not a Yankees or Red Sox fan.
No, you're just a procrastinator. That's all.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start the show with baseball, not football. Major League Braves baseball. What's up, Brett?
Oh yeah, Brett.
Hi,
So,
Brett?
the Yankees and the Red Sox won their 162nd game. Won the game 162 today to set up a matchup in the wild card game, and everybody's happy except and there's only two people on this panel that are happy about it because the other two can't stand the Yankees or the Red Sox. But let them have their thunder.
Hey, let me ask you a favor. Don't jump the gun.
Okay.
I'm not extremely happy that we made it. I'm okay because we're, I guess, representing the last loser. Okay.
Right. But you also want Aaron Judge. You want your manager to get fired too. So. But
they just put off the inevitable. Let's get this guy out of here. You know what I'm saying? I would have rather seen the Blue Jays go.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, because the Yankees did everything that they could not to,
except beat the Blue Jays this past week.
Well,
right.
Again, that's on the Blue Jays. That's not on Yankees.
Oh, I know. Oh, don't worry. I'll get in my rant as soon as you guys have your glory.
We also gave them a chance. If we don't win today, the Blue Jays are in.
Yep.
No, we'd play a tiebreaker with Boston, right? That's what would have happened.
You would have.
The tiebreaker would have gone in your favor. You would have played. If we would have lost.
Oh, if you would have lost, yes.
Yes, if we would have lost, we would have been.
Well, see, you guys had won already. We were more interested in the Boston game, but of course they were going against the freaking Nationals.
Yep. Hey,
which blew the game yesterday too.
Well, you know what? The Red Sox didn't have that game until ninth inning today. Now it was 5-5.
And they didn't get it yesterday till the ninth inning. They were down 3-1 and scored 4 in the ninth.
Gag me with a pitchfork and call me Susie.
So they wind up playing the worst team, one of the worst teams in baseball for their final 3 games. How could they not sweep their way in? But it's inexcusable, though. The Yankees, especially some of the decisions that Boone made over this series, this last series, and even before that. You know what I'm saying?
How I'd like to know how this is, and I saw this on Twitter too. Okay, first of all, listen, the Yankees and Red Sox, whatever. They're like these scabs that never heal. They're always there in my life. But let's be honest, and I'm going to give credit to Eliot calling this probably 3 or 4 months ago when he said it'll come down to 4 teams in the AL East.
Yes.
And 4 of those teams had over 90 wins.
Yes.
Yeah.
How
Check
does
the record
baseball
books.
screw this up?
Check
Where
the record. Check the record books, and I bet you can't find one season where 4 teams won 90 games in a division.
It happened in like 72 or something, and it was actually the AL East.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, it's crazy, but
it's usually the AL East, right?
So the AL Beast, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's literally what that division was, and it's like it's painful, like misery for Jays fans, but you gotta I mean, we had 3 freaking home stadiums this year. I mean, it is what it is, but. The problem with us is that Simeon's not going to resign. Ray's going to get his Cy Young and probably sign with the freaking Yankees because that's what they do in baseball. They go to these 2 teams down here.
Well, do you know why they do that? Because those are the 2 teams that have the deepest pockets. Plain and simple.
Kills me. Anyways.
May I say something, John?
And there's no cap in baseball.
Please enlighten me, Ken. I'm going to love to hear this. Please, let's hear it.
The only caps in baseball are still only on the players' heads.
I tip my hat to the Toronto Blue Jays and you. You gave it a fantastic run all season long. You're going to have the MVP of the American League on your team. He's got my vote, even though I don't have a vote. But I would vote for Vladdy. You said it yourself. You plan to play in 3 different stadiums this year. You're playing against a stacked deck all season long, and yet you lasted all the way until the last day of the season. My hat is off to you, sir, and the Jays.
I must
admit,
a
bullpen. That's it.
I must admit, okay, as much as it hurt. When the Jays came into Yankee Stadium and swept us 4 games, I thought for sure that was the tipping point. I thought we were done and the Jays were on their way.
But that's
okay. Fortunately, Boston took a stumble last weekend and lost 3 to us. Because that's what kept us in it. That's basically what kept us in it. You know what I'm saying?
I call it a pratfall, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, it happens. And if we're going to talk crap ball, we can probably dissect every single fucking game and see it that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Officiating is officiating. It's going to suck. It sucked before, it sucks now, and it will suck in the future. Okay. Just a little breaking news for you guys. I thought the Jays were going to go. And honestly, the Jays were probably the better of the 3 teams coming down the stretch.
Down the last September, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. I don't have.
They just let it get. You know what? They let it get away earlier in the season. That's what happened.
Well, but they do that all the time. Like they would play lights out. They'd sweep New York. They'd go to Yankee Stadium, but then they'd lose.
Plus, they had segments of injuries too. They had lost Springer for a while.
Springer was awful.
They lost Bichette for a while.
Yeah.
Those kind of injuries over time tend to lose you a few games that you shouldn't lose.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it happens.
Listen, it's a fun team. I'm looking forward to it. I just hate that it's going to break up. Like this was their chance. This was really their chance. They had all the stars were aligning. It was like the underdog story, but
I wouldn't count them out, dude. I really wouldn't.
Well, Simeon's
I think the whole culture of Toronto has changed. And you can tell by the way the fans showed up.
Oh, dude, Jays fans are no joke.
All what happens is the ownership has to spend the money, which John has
said.
And they did. They brought in Springer, and they even said to Simeon, like, "Here's a fat ass paycheck," but Simeon didn't. He turned it down, right?
Well, Simeon knows he can go out and get more. However,
there are open it up, Rogers.
It's been known for guys to go ahead and adjust their contracts to make it possible for other people to come back. So you got to look at it from that standpoint too. Do you guys have unselfish players that are willing to do something like that?
I
Just
think,
so they can bring
I
guys
think it's
back.
a good group of guys. It's very reminiscent of 2015. It has that same vibe to it, and it's like just do it. Like, and it's again, one of the little known facts in MLB is that Rogers is probably the richest owner in all of MLB. Like they have trillions of dollars. They can spend it, and they see what happens when they go to put a good product on the field. Toronto shows up. I mean, so it's. Look, it's, Toronto is not in the playoffs. So let's take the shine a little, dim it down a bit. There's things that need to be done.
Unfortunately, they went the way of the Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
And fell short.
Maple Leafs make it to the first round and then fail miserably, right?
Right.
Yeah. Or the Oilers. Take your
pick,
pick, right?
paper cut.
I mean, if we want to look at the bright side or whatever side.
Yeah. I'm good. Look, good. You guys are playing the wild card, right?
Yeah,
Boston,
you know what?
York.
Look, we're going to Boston. I don't expect us to win a fourth game.
It's always fun though, man. It's always to see those two cities go toe to toe. And I got all my buddies in Westchester talking so much smack to Boston fans right now. It's so funny. It's hilarious. So, the New York attitude, I love it. It's great.
Yeah, but the downside is the winner has to face the Rays.
Well, that's just going to be a mop job, man.
I mean, the Rays get the best record in the American League. They got home field throughout the playoffs. So
that's why I was hoping we didn't make it to avoid the embarrassment if we can get by Boston.
Yeah.
I think the Jays would have probably put up a better fight going in. Could they have gotten in and gotten past Boston or whoever? I think they would have the guns to be able to keep up with the Rays.
I'm playing Homer, but I think so too. I mean, I think the Rays had a much better. The Jays had a better offense, and
I mean, the numbers say it all, dude. Hang on a second. Let me just break it down for you numbers wise.
Oh, dude, we had 7 guys hit over 100 RBIs. Four guys over 100. 7 guys hit over.
You guys
20
had
home runs.
You had 846 runs, which was 11 less than the Rays. Okay, your run differential was 183. That means you beat teams by 183 points over the season. Okay, and that was fourth, or actually fifth.
Damn, sounds like the Buffalo Bills
in baseball. Okay, but again, I mean, there were spots there during the season where the hitting was always there, but you guys lost probably some really unfortunate games. When you have a 183 game or 83 run differential in your favor, you should be winning more than what you want, because you gave up only 663 runs, which was second best in the division as well. So again, certain things happen and you don't even notice them throughout the season.
Yeah.
But there
it's
are
the little things.
Yeah, it's the little things during the season that sometimes catch up with you at the end of the season.
Oh, Jay's Twitter made sure to mention all of them. Like the fact that, we had a guy walk 4 guys in a row and no one warming up in the bullpen.
Yep.
Things like that.
Yeah.
They remember that stuff on Jay's Twitter. So it's pretty funny.
All right. So here are the matchups. After the NL wild card, it's LA and St. Louis. And then ALCS, you're going to have the Sox the ALDS. You have the Sox and the Astros in the American League. Braves and Brewers in the National League. And then the number 1 seeds, Tampa and San Francisco, play the winner of the wild card games. Who do we like in this? Do you think Tampa can make it to the World Series, or is there any team out there that's going to stop them?
Notice how he led with Tampa.
Yeah, well, the number 1 seed. I was going to go San Francisco next, but
In deference to a good friend of mine, I'm going to.
Don't you dare say the Astros.
No, hell no. I'm going to actually lean toward the White Sox. I would like to see the White Sox win it. It's odds are it's going to be the Astros and the Rays in the ALCS. I would hate to see that, but it's very possible. But I actually like the White Sox because for my friend John Tiarina, he's a big White Sox fan, and they haven't done anything in ages. 2005, in fact. I would like to see the White Sox pull off a couple of surprises, but sadly, like the Lightning last spring, it just looks like it may be the Rays also. But
what about National League? San
National
Francisco's
League,
number one
I'm
seed.
liking
You think
San
the Dodgers
Francisco.
get past St. Louis, and then those two hit it up, butt heads
Dodgers and
again?
Giants, the only two teams that don't like each other more than the Yankees and Red Sox.
Look, it's going to be the
Dodgers.
Dodgers.
Be another classic series. Atlanta and Milwaukee. I kind of like Milwaukee.
Unless
It'd be
St.
interesting
Louis,
to have a I-45 World Series between the White Sox and the Brewers.
That'd be pretty interesting. But you know what? The Cardinals are the hottest team in baseball right now.
Cardinals are unbelievable.
Yeah.
What, won 19 of the last 20?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
you know, when I think of this particular scenario of the Dodgers and the Cardinals, with the Dodgers being such heavy favorites, two words come to mind. Jack Clark. Remember back in the 80s when the Dodgers were like invincible and St. Louis was just there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the Dodgers were supposed to win it all. And,
Yeah.
and Jack Clark put an end to all that.
1985, wasn't it?
Yeah, which leads me to say
that
in a one-game series, anything is possible.
Anything can happen.
Very true. Very true.
So,
all right. Well, the baseballs they start Thursday. I think the wild card games are Thursday night, if I'm not mistaken, or isn't
it Tuesday?
Tuesday. Okay, and then the playoffs start on Thursday. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Let me say a couple of things.
The
right
real
quick.
playoffs.
Go ahead, Ken.
I've been following baseball for most of my life. We're seeing something this year that I cannot remember ever seeing in baseball history. And that's the fact that we had 3 100-win season teams this season and 4 teams that lost 100 games. I can never remember that happening in baseball history. And it's just, there's such a gap in between, but it was remarkable to me. And second, the fact that the baseball gods who put together the schedule had everything timed to everything start at 2:00 today. Yes, John?
Sorry. I got a family emergency. I got to go.
Oh, no.
I don't know if I'll be back, but got to go.
All right, good luck,
John.
man.
Yeah.
Fine.
All right.
Sorry, guys.
Not serious.
No worries.
No, it's not. It's just I got to do something. So,
okay.
All right.
Yeah. The fact that they started all the games at 2:00. FIFA and soccer has been doing this for years, and it's remarkable because for one day of the season, you have everyone watching with scoreboards, the out-of-town scoreboards everywhere, and it made for even more remarkable last day of the season. So, hats off to MLB for getting it right like that.
Yep. Yep. All right. Well, with that note, let's move on to the topic that we all came here to see. That is week 4 in the NFL. John's happy. I know that. Eliot may not be too happy after what happened in San Francisco today. Or Santa Clara, wherever they friggin' play now in Levi Stadium.
Santa Clara,
yeah. Because Garoppolo went down and the Trey Lance experiment went on. And he didn't play very well, but he was competitive. He was okay. He had one wide open touchdown.
Well, it was a busted play.
It was a busted play on the defense's part.
Yeah.
But
that's usually what busted plays are on the defense.
Yeah. It's a coverage issue. I need to get to that page. But it was an interesting. It wasn't as exciting as last week when we had all this back and forth stuff. I mean, there were a lot of one score games, and as Scott Hansen likes to say on Red Zone, the witching hour was pretty interesting. Eliot, you want to go ahead and start running it down? You want and
Yeah.
we'll see where we go.
I'm ready whenever you are.
Go ahead, let's go.
All right, so we're starting with Thursday night, Jacksonville and Cincinnati. Jacksonville had a chance to win that game.
Yes, they should have won that game.
You know when they lost that game, when they went for the touchdown at the end of the first half and didn't get it?
Yeah.
I gotta admit, Trevor Lawrence played okay for what he was given. Joe Burrow was just electric. 348 yards, 132 passer rating. That guy's a star for many years to come. James Robinson showed up for Jacksonville. Finally, again.
Yep.
Holy hell.
Joe Mixon did well, but unfortunately, as Joe Mixon goes, so come injuries.
Can I record this again? Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Hey.
Unbelievable. Okay.
That was the fastest family.
Dude, okay. So my wife starts texting me and she's like, you've got to go to my mom's house right now. The baby locked himself in the room and my mom is freaking out and they don't know how to get the door open and her husband's in Trinidad right now. So like freaking out. So I'm like, okay, hold on. Let me, she's like, no, we need to go now. I run downstairs, shut everything off. Her mom calls and says, oh, it's okay. I got the door open.
Man. Oh, that's okay. You made it exciting for a minute.
Yes.
Oh, I screwed up the recording. So now, I'm the recording for me. Oh, I guess I can't do the recording. Well, I am recording, but it's going to
Hey, you can explain it. You can explain it along the way if you want.
So annoying.
Let's see how good your editing skills are.
Bro, yeah. I'm so annoyed. Oh my gosh. Sorry, that was ridiculous.
Okay, so Joe Mixon again caught an injury late in the game. They're saying it's minor. We'll see how that goes. There was a breakout game for CJ Uzama, the tight end, and Tyler Boyd had a good game, and that had a lot to do with the fact that what's his name, T. Higgins is out. And Jamar Chase is Jamar Chase. That dude is electric. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so much for his drops in the preseason. Huh? He's had one drop all season.
I think that was a mental game he played with all the defenders, and now they're paying for it.
Yep.
The Bears saying that this is the first meeting between Burrow and Lawrence since the CFP championship game 2 years ago.
Yes, since Burrow beat him in the championship game. Yes.
Yeah. So Burrow
Burrow's
owns Lawrence.
Up on him now.
Bad news for Jacksonville. They lost DJ Chark to a leg injury. On the upside, if you're a fantasy player out there, Laviska Shenault Jr. is the guy you should be pursuing right now, because with Chark out, that's going to provide more targets for Shenault. He had, I believe, 99 yards this week. 9 targets, 6 catches, something in that neighborhood. So, yeah, and fantasy, you might want to pick him up. Don't chase the points on CJ Uzama, okay? That guy's been in the league for many years, and he just barely had his breakout game Thursday night against Jacksonville. Anybody watch this game? Did anybody care?
No.
I did not, but I will say this.
Watch it, John.
The biggest takeaway I got from the game, or the highlights afterwards, was the look on Urban Meyer's face after the game and the post-game interviews, because this man is defeated. He is done, and it shows all over his face right now. I think he knows now he stepped into it big time, and he's sinking in the quicksand in a hurry.
He said it himself. He said it's like playing Alabama every night.
Mhm.
Yeah, I said it last week.
Basically, he sold himself out.
Yeah, and I said it last week. He's bitten off more than he can chew.
Oh yeah, we knew he was going to do that, but that look of absolute total defeat on his face.
Total defeat.
He's never been 0-4 in anything he's ever done before. I don't believe.
This is not the NCAA, Urban. I'm telling you right now.
NCAA.
This is not Florida or Ohio State, or even Utah. It's the NFL. Yes.
When they
playing Alabama every single week.
When they snatch victory away from the jaws of defeat, in that last game, yeah, he was pretty sour.
I think the stopwatch has now started, and when do we think that he's going to finally back out?
Yeah, and Brett says it perfectly. Stay out of the club, Urban.
Yeah,
he was having fun.
When does the
everybody ain't anymore?
When do the medical issues begin?
Yeah, I know, right?
They may have already started.
It's like Brady
really
first.
I really don't
tonight.
know that he'll finish the season. I kind of hope he won't do that again like he's done in the past, but he's going to be one and done. There's no question about it now. So
yeah.
SC awaits, I guess. So
to think otherwise would be ridiculous. But it is what it is. Anyways, moving on to the next game. The Washington football team defeated the lowly Atlanta Falcons 34-30. Taylor Heineke had a pretty good game, didn't he?
Heineke was on fire today, man.
Heineke's better than Michelob. I can tell you that right now. It always has been, but
granted, it's Atlanta, but I also have to take a shout out to a certain individual who plays for the Atlanta Falcons. And that would be.
That's my face. Before you're on.
Oh, stop it. Shut up. Anyway. Yeah, never mind.
Come on, spit it out.
Oh, I don't want him. I want this.
I know they
Cordell
Davis,
Patterson.
he sucks.
Cordero Patterson.
Cordero Patterson.
Yeah.
Cordero Patterson. 5 receptions, 3 touchdowns. The man was a fantasy beast today, Eliot.
Not a bad.
Oh, I know. I faced him.
Was he taking all the touchdowns away from Pitts too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, let's just backtrack here a little bit on the fantasy thing. I do believe that fantasy somewhere along the line, the whole game has changed from the aspect of you can't really predict anymore,
right?
As much as you could in the past, what's going to happen. Case in point, who in the hell in their mind would ever believe that Cordero Patterson, in one game would outscore the combination of Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams?
Combined.
Fine.
Okay, that just doesn't happen. Cordero Patterson, who hasn't been a factor in football for 7 years, all of a sudden becomes a garbage time wonder. Because the only reason that he's getting all this play is because Mike Davis can't run for shit.
Right. Well, not only that, but the Patriots showed perfectly when he was with New England how to use this guy.
Well, yeah, the guy's a beast. Why he used to be a wide receiver. Come on now.
Yeah.
How anybody didn't think of this before just goes to show you how inept the previous organizations he played for were.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he had 34 yards rushing on 6 carries, but he really shined in the passing game today too.
But that's just it. They're not looking for him to rush the ball.
No.
He's not the primary rusher on that team. His skill is strictly because you know what? He's a big guy too. So when he comes out of the backfield, it was like on that 3rd touchdown he caught. All Matt Ryan had to do was put the ball up in the air. He was about 6 inches taller than the guy that was guarding him.
Right.
And he just jumped up and got it.
Yep.
And that's going to happen. I mean, kudos to Cordero Patterson for finally becoming fantasy relevant.
Mm-hmm.
But how long he can sustain that for, I don't know.
May I say something in the Atlanta Falcons' benefit? They got robbed today.
How so?
They got totally robbed in that last touchdown Washington scored, because that was not a touchdown. He dove for the pylon, but he landed outside the pylon. He did not cross it. He didn't get in the end zone.
Mhm.
He did, as long as you make a kind of a swipe for it and get the ball inside, they will call that. But he kept it inside his chest and fell out of bounds. That was not a touchdown. That was an absolute robbery, and why they didn't review that further, I have no idea. But that was
Anybody ever watch?
that was a robbery.
Anybody ever watch the movie Groundhog Day?
Yes.
Because it feels like we're always coming back to the same thing. The
Yes,
referees screwed up,
right.
and unfortunately and sadly,
I think the refs were fantastic this week.
well, that's because they didn't have to do too much, especially in the Buffalo game.
Right.
Mm.
I mean, kids from Nickelodeon could have refereed that game. So,
Is
but
it time yet or no?
I'm gonna tell you what. Watch out for the overhype of the Washington defense, because before the season started, this was supposed to be a top 5 NFL defense.
And they're bottom 5 right now.
Yeah. I mean, they're giving up 30 points to Atlanta, 29 to the Giants. You know what I'm saying? They give up points.
Yep.
And without defense, they're not going to make it. Heineke's not going to play like this forever, and he's not going to play Atlanta every week either. So,
All right.
Anyway, moving on to the next.
Don't encourage him, Katie.
Hum game. The Buffalo Bills 40 and the Houston Bad News Bears 0.
Houston Toxins.
So I get a DM from Ken this week. He's like, so 16, 17 point favorites. What do you think? You think they'll cover that? I'm like,
dude, I would have bet on them if they were 35-point favorites.
17.5 favorites.
17 and a half.
Isn't that crazy? Dude, it was, and it looked rough at the start, because I mean, first thing Josh throws a pick first throw of the game. The weather was just nuts.
It was rainy. It was pouring down rain. Yeah,
raining, man. But then things started to go exactly as we had planned. And what have I been saying for a couple of seasons now?
Sorry, guys. Got a problem here.
Well, we know that,
Okay.
Scott, talk to me.
Keep going. Keep
no.
going.
What have I been saying about the Buffalo Bills offense? What have I been saying?
That
it rises and falls on the tight end play.
Correct.
Not the Josh Allen play, because Josh is going to do Josh things. Steph is going to do Steph things. The running game is two-headed monster, whatever. Dawson mother freaking Knox.
Yeah.
With the 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
Solidifies that offense. That was the only question mark for me. For all of the raves that Buffalo got last year, all of the Josh Allen praise and the Stephon Diggs praise and the Cole Beasley, all of this rah. I was always like, until I see a tight end actually catch the balls and provide that like relief valve, for Josh, this offense is going to be okay. It's good, but now we got it. Yeah. Now it's a thing of perfection.
And just to touch on that, I was reading an article where, they were asking why Stephon Diggs' numbers have come down somewhat over the explosiveness he had last year. Yeah. And they said that's a lot of that has to do because Buffalo is now more focused on involving their pass game and their tight ends in the offense.
Yeah,
Well, again,
Steph had
now Diggs
100
did have
yards.
7 catches for 114 yards. So
He had 114
yards.
yards, and this was like probably one of his more productive games. But he does it now so like
Under the radar. He's under the radar.
Like the catches he had were like insane. Like he caught that, and like this one that was like over his shoulder. It was crazy, but like you said, it's under the radar because you're seeing more Zach Moss design runs.
He's spreading, they're spreading it out more.
Spreading it out, and I'm here for it.
When you got an offense that can make that kind of an adjustment to go from what they were pretty much an all-passing team last year with just wide receivers, okay, now they're spreading the wealth everywhere. I mean, they're even involving the running backs, especially what's his name, Moss.
Zach Moss,
he's starting to get comfortable in that offense.
Well, they're both of them. Like if you noticed, it was I think the announcer was saying it was split. Like at one time it was 10 touches to 10 touches, 42 yards to 44 yards. Like it's complete.
Singletary had 14 carries. Moss had 14 carries today.
You know, okay?
Singletary had 79 yards. Moss had 61 yards and a touchdown. Yes,
right. Yeah. But see, Brett, the Cole Beasley came back to reality. No, that's not it. Cole Beasley beasted last week. Emmanuel Sanders beasted last week. What happened this week? It was Stephon Diggs. Yep. It was the 2 running backs, and it was
Dawson Knox.
So that's the problem with defenses with this going against Buffalo is that you
don't know who's going to get the ball.
Who's going to get the ball? Double team Steph, go ahead. Emmanuel Sanders will grab it.
Brett. As Buffalo now becomes a more complete offense, you're going to see more up and down numbers from a lot of the players in fantasy every week. Okay. You're not going to see 2 players scoring 40 points apiece. You're going to see more like 4 players scoring 20 points apiece.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you got to get used to that. Maybe one week Beasley won't score and Gabe Davis might blow up. You never know.
Yeah.
But when you got an offense that's concentrating on being a complete offense, you can't count fantasy as being a lock for any of those players.
And bro,
except for the quarterback.
Let's not even talk. Can I say it? Can I make a bold claim? Can I say that now, yes, it was the toxins, as Ken likes to call them, but this is the second shutout we've pitched in 4 games. The Buffalo Bills defense is elite. It is top 3 in the league.
It is.
Who'd they shut out?
Miami, and then they shut out.
And Miami scored how many points today?
They had 4 picks today too.
Miami's offense is in shambles right now. First of all.
Yeah.
Second of all,
couldn't happen to a better
Houston
team.
Doesn't have an offense. So
I know, dude, that poor kid.
Look,
that poor kid. Oh my
god. Bottom line, 61 total passing yards today. But
they had 8 yards in the first half total.
Actually, it would have been a shocker if they didn't shut those teams out. You know what I'm saying? Because those offenses are garbage. And I give Buffalo credit for doing what they had to do. And that was shut them down completely.
And you know what, dude? And that I think is so important because 17.5-point favorites, like if you would have lost the game if you beat them by 10 points. You know what I mean? If it was a close game, the Bills would have lost. You know, like they went out and destroyed them. That's what they had to do.
But you know what? When you're when in the NFL, when you're favored by 17.5, that means you're playing a pretty sorry opponent.
The Texans, again, have fun. It's like I don't hate teams like I hate the Patriots and the Jets, but like the Tennessee Titans and their loudmouth 3 or 4 fans, and then like the Texans because of that playoff game, a couple of like those 2 franchises could roast on hot coal for all I care.
Well, I'm sure you're gonna have a lot of fun later when we talk about the Titans.
Oh, good.
For right now,
for
right now. We're going to go ahead and move on to the Chicago-Detroit game. Justin Fields had a mediocre game, 82 passer rating. I think the big news here for Chicago is that they might have lost Montgomery for an extended period of time.
Yeah, that knee injury looked pretty bad. It really did.
He was writhing in pain all over the place.
Yep.
And, that for me, that would be 2 years in a row that I lose a running back at Soldier Field to injury. Last year was Saquon. So, I mean, the Bears won 24-14. They did what they were supposed to do. The Lions are where they're supposed to be at 0-4. No running game to speak of today. But then again,
for the
runs
Lions,
against
you
the
mean?
Bears? Yeah, the Lions.
Yeah,
Who
the
runs
Bears.
against
The Bears had almost 200 yards rushing today.
Yeah, no, the Bears had a good rushing.
And just go back to step back a second. There was a Mitchell Trubisky sighting today in Buffalo,
and a Mitchell Trubisky rushing touchdown, sir.
So, all right, back to Chicago. Go ahead.
And that just shows you how bad that game was.
No Mitch hate on the show, man. Come
No
on.
Trubisky slander on the show.
And you know what? It's the only place I can slander him, so deal with it. Suck it up, Buttercup.
What's with the hate for Trubisky? He's the second best
because
you know
what? Because you know what? Until he signed in Buffalo, you couldn't stand his ass either.
Oh, I just didn't even think about it. Yeah, I was like,
Brett asks if we think Matt Nagy will last much longer.
Oh,
yes, they're not going to make a move the rest of the season.
After today, his hot seat is not as high as it was.
They're going to use. You know what? They're going to use the fact that he has a quarterback situation as a leverage of argument for keeping him. They're saying, well, our quarterback situation is in flux. Now we probably lost our number one running back. You know what I'm saying? They're going to make excuses for it. And yes, like Ken said, he'll probably last the season. Beyond that, I couldn't tell you. But Chicago wins. They're 2-2. And the Lions are 0-4. And the world is where it should be, right? Anyway.
Where's our Lions fan?
Yeah, where is he?
Where's Nosy? He hasn't been around.
Where's Nosy?
Don't worry, just let him.
He's getting his ass kicked in fantasy. That's right.
He rage quit on me a couple nights ago because I was talking about Splinterlands in the Call of Duty chat. And he's like, "You guys gotta shut up and play Call of Duty." I'm like, "No, it doesn't make me any money. Splinterlands makes me a killing." Yeah, he's pissed off, and he's a Lions fan, so he's pissed off at that too, right? So.
Yeah, Fields didn't have a touchdown pass today, but he threw a pick. But the running game, I mean, Montgomery ran for 106 with the 2 TDs despite the knee injury. Williams also had 55 yards and a touchdown. I mean, the game wasn't as close as the score leads on because it wasn't that close. Detroit got mauled.
Well, I mean, again, the reason the game wasn't that close is because Justin Fields is still Justin Fields for now.
Yeah.
Basically, that's hurting guys like Allen Robinson because Allen Robinson right now is dirt, and as far as fantasy goes, people are actually talking about dropping him to waivers, dude. That's how bad he's doing.
Yeah.
So, and then you lose Montgomery, and that totally throws your whole game off. That's a good 14 points they probably lost in those scenarios. So they could have blown Detroit completely out of the water if it wasn't for those factors, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah.
But moving along, it's Ken's time to chime in with his Cowboys and their 36-28 victory over the Carolina Panthers. Here's a game where the game wasn't as close as the score indicated.
Oh, I think it was.
I think it was too.
It was close.
At least until the third quarter.
Yeah.
I thought this game was over by halftime.
No, it was 14. It was 14-13 Carolina at halftime.
Oh, should I say after half?
After the third quarter was over.
Cowboys went up by a
20
bit.
unanswered points in the third quarter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, in the third quarter.
And
then Carolina got those garbage time scores.
Yeah, they put it on cruise control fourth quarter.
Exactly. So the score does not indicate how badly the Cowboys beat up on the Panthers today.
No, by third quarter standards, yeah, you're probably right. But I give credit to the Panthers; they're for real. They are definitely for real. Don't hand Tampa Bay that Southern Division Championship trophy just yet. So Carolina is going to be there for the duration. Sam Darnold is looking like the Sam Darnold that played at SC, and he is a competitor. He had 2 touchdowns rushing today. He has
5 for the season.
5 for the season.
5 for the season, right?
Well, I think he
Unbelievable.
leads the
He never had
NFL
to do that at SC.
Doesn't he lead the NFL in rushing yards, in rushing touchdowns?
Rushing
think he does.
touchdowns, yeah. And he's the thing is when he was with the Jets, he was running for his life. So I mean that really doesn't count. But
Now he's running for the end zone.
he's an amazing competitor, just like he was in college. And why the Jets couldn't see that and utilize it is beyond me.
Coaching staff. It's because of the coaching staff.
Yeah.
Or
But
the organization
Carolina
as a
for
whole,
real.
if you want.
Carolina's for real. Shout out to Chuba Hubbard today. He had a fantastic game. The Cowboys were getting gashed on interior runs, and Hubbard was a big part of that. But we did come alive in the fourth quarter, third quarter, and part of the fourth before they put it on cruise control. We had a pretty good game today, and have I believe a 2-game lead in the East now. So
Ken, I got a question for you.
sure.
Is Trayvon the real deal?
Oh, hell yeah.
Trayvon Diggs is the real deal.
2 picks
He is-
today.
I think he will be. He's a leading contender for Rookie of the Year, one of
And
the leading
defensive
contenders,
player.
and he's already been NFC Defensive Player of the Month. He's leading the league on the entire league in interceptions already.
Yep.
I think he's got 5,
Yeah.
and I think the team record is 10, and he's got 5 in the first 4 games.
Yep.
He is the real deal. Yes, he is.
And one more big thing. Zeke was Zeke today.
Zeke was Zeke, and Tony Pollard was Tony Pollard.
Yeah.
But Zeke was Zeke last game too, right?
Yeah, but Zeke had 143 yards rushing. today,
No,
too.
but I'm saying like that's back-to-back weeks where Zeke looks like Zeke of a couple of years ago.
Right.
Yes.
And everyone attributed Zeke to the O-line. So does this mean the O-line in Dallas is starting to get it together?
Starting to gel a little bit and get better. Yeah.
All right.
They are starting to crank it up, and if we can stay healthy, if the Cowboys can stay healthy all season long, it's going to be an interesting season because they're starting to put it all together now.
Dak was not sacked today, not once. He did not get sacked at all.
He was clean today, so
That's a good O-line.
he ran for 2 touchdowns, one touchdown through 3, I believe.
No, 4.
Howie Long said he would have 2 and 1 today, so he was pretty close.
He threw for 4 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns? Okay,
Yes.
yeah. Dak, much to the dismay of Max Kellerman, he is an elite quarterback. He's getting there. He's not.
Yeah, but nobody cares what Max Kellerman says. No more than anybody cares what Stephen A. Smith says. So, I mean,
Exactly. That's why First Takes ratings are the lowest on
Yes.
on ESPN now. So
Yes.
He's
But,
still leading like 75.5
just
completion percentage, and I didn't think anything to take away from that today. So we looked pretty good today, I have to say.
all right, and just to put a little bit of perspective on Ken's comments as far as Chuba Hubbard goes,
Mhm.
and a perspective on how the game could have been different if Christian McCaffrey were playing. Chuba Hubbard had a okay game. He only had 71 total yards. So I think if McCaffrey would have been in, could have been a little bit of a different story, but that's not what happened, and that's not the way it turned out.
Right.
I mean, McCaffrey is an all-purpose back. Hubbard has the potential to be an all-purpose back. He needs to work a little bit on his receiving skills, I think, but he's not the receiver that McCaffrey is. But
He's not going to get the targets that McCaffrey would get, and he's just not the runner that McCaffrey is. And again, I think he's a whole different.
They're 2 different types. McCaffrey's got the speed, but Hubbard's got the balance and strength, because Hubbard is more like a Emmitt Smith, Zeke type running back.
Well, that's
And,
putting him in some pretty elite company.
Yeah, well,
And
Brett makes a good point.
I think it might be a little early for that.
Brett makes a good point.
well, no, I'm judging by how he looked in college. Also, well, I got to see him in college quite a bit because Oklahoma State, and yeah, they've got him a good one, a good serviceable backup for McCaffrey. I don't know how long McCaffrey.
All I'm saying is that he didn't blow the doors off anything today. That's all I'm saying.
He had 25 yards in his first 2 carries.
He had 71
total.
71 total yards. That's pedestrian even for a middle running back. So, and the game script didn't allow him to run anyway because the Cowboys got out in front so far.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
that's just the way that works. All right, next game, Indianapolis and Miami. What is there to say?
That the Miami Dolphins are terrible.
Remember when everyone said that they were going to challenge the Buffalo Bills for the AFC East? I remember that talk.
They're 1-3.
Yeah.
Every team is going to be 1-3 in the
Yeah.
AFC East after this week. Because the Jets won, which is awesome because they played the Texans or the Titans, which is hilarious.
Mhm.
I'm sure we'll get into that. But the big game of the week, right? That's coming
Tonight.
I don't see the Patriots winning. Like, I don't even see it being close.
Brady has got so much of a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
He wants to he wants to beat.
Hey, let me ask you a question. You know how Bill Belichick has like the greatest record against rookie quarterbacks? Wouldn't he consider Tom Brady a rookie since he's never coached against him before?
44-year-old rookie.
Dude, like I'm like, and I never get excited for like a Tom Brady game, but like I'm kind of excited.
You were such a Buccaneers fan tonight.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh, I'm diehard, man. Like Mike Evans, I got his poster in my wall right now. I love me some Mikey, man. Yeah. Yeah.
Look, this game was really inconsequential. Indianapolis won, but to beat Miami these days, I don't think is much of an accomplishment. Wentz had an okay game, no interception, so that's a positive.
There you go.
Okay.
My boy Carson.
You can only draw positives from teams. Try to draw positives from teams like Indianapolis.
But see, that's weird because Indy was supposed to be like this powerhouse this year.
Again,
Remember
on paper.
No, but even last year, like I mean, first of all,
Yes.
they gave the Bills a run in the playoffs. But I mean,
That's because Phillip Rivers is a better quarterback than Carson Wentz.
true.
That's why.
Yes, he is, Katie. He's going to raise the flag and fire the cannons. Yes,
Let's
he
go.
is.
Let's do it. Let's go. Full steam ahead, Pirate boys. Let's go.
So anyway, 27-17 was the final in that game.
Just funny.
Okay, so the next one. Let's talk about Cleveland and Minnesota. By the way, Cleveland won.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
That was getting down to the wire there.
But
That was, I mean,
is it safe for me to say
shout out. No,
Hey.
no.
No. Don't come at me like that. I don't give a shit whose name is on this show. Okay? I'm gonna say my piece. I'm gonna say my piece before you go Stephen A on me. Okay. It's clear right now that the only way the Cleveland Browns are going to be successful this season is through their defense. Because their offense doesn't look like any kind of Super Bowl caliber or even playoff caliber offense at this point.
Yeah.
Today was the worst game I ever saw Baker play as a Cleveland Brown.
Wow.
That's saying a lot because I think I might have seen one or two that looked just.
He
as
was
bad.
overthrowing everybody. He was not accurate at all, throwing off his back foot. He looked rattled. He looked scared.
But that's just it. He looked that way the first 3 games.
Well, and I guess I don't know. I don't know if his shoulder is still bugging him, his left shoulder.
Here we go.
I understand he's wearing a brace on that left shoulder, and it might be impeding his ability to his accuracy. I'm not making excuses. He was flat out bad today. He was just flat out bad today. Hats off to our defense. Our defense is finally coming together the way it was supposed to be. And was planned in the offseason. and I am concerned about the offense. I'm not worried about the running game. I'm worried about the passing game and the protection the offensive line is given Baker, because again,
Or not giving
Baker exactly. Baker played bad today. He flat out played bad, and he even said in his press conference after the game, he just, I don't know what the hell that was, but that was just bad.
Well, he averaged 4.7 yards of pass completion today.
Yeah. I mean, look at the stats: 50 to 33 for 155 yards. That's it. Kareem Hunt had a touchdown. And then it was all field goals. They had a 2-point conversion, so that's why it was 14-7, because they had one touchdown and I think 3 field goals.
And here's the thing:
two field goals.
Minnesota doesn't have a great defense either.
No, they don't. No, I mean the Browns put up. Did
you ever think that the NFL might be catching up with Baker?
The Browns put up 184 yards of rushing on them today.
Did you ever think that the rest of the NFL maybe has caught up a little bit with Baker Mayfield?
I don't think so. I think Baker had a really bad day today.
Baker shit.
Yeah, no shit. Baker has yet to score 18 fantasy points this season. He used to light it up last season.
I don't know what's going on with Baker. I don't know.
I think the NFL's caught up to him. That's what's happening.
I know Ken's probably already watching this, but it looks like Tom's about to get the ball here.
Mac didn't do shit.
You believe I don't have TV on?
I want to hear if does he get.
I don't even have the TV on. So
yeah, I know.
They're
Brett.
booing him
again. I mean, a win is a win. Don't get me wrong, but
they're booing him.
Listen,
they're booing him.
That's because the game is on. They were probably cheering him before the game.
Yeah, they cheered him when he came on the field.
Once the game starts,
once the game starts, it's all over.
That shit don't even change.
Okay, I'm about to say, that's typical Patriot fans, though. That's very Boston-esque.
Those are Boston fans. Yep.
That's just it. We'll cheer you until that the game starts. Then after that, you're fair game.
No Gronk tonight, by the way. He's still in Tampa.
Gronk ain't gonna be around for
broken ribs,
2 weeks.
Yeah,
he's gonna be gone for a few
and
weeks.
A punctured lung.
Yeah,
punctured lung, 1 broken rib, and 3 smashed ribs.
I think he meant more along the lines of Patriots fan, Katie, not all Boston fans, because we do have Boston fans, and we love our Red Sox fans. Don't get me wrong.
You want to talk about somebody that came back down to earth today? Let's talk about Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Over 30 fantasy points a game the first 3 games.
Yeah, they pressured that he had 50% pressure, and in the weeks before, his total pressure percentage was 27. So the Browns defense harassed him all freaking day.
Again, that's what I'm saying. This is the Browns are not going to be in a position where they should concern themselves with outscoring people.
Right.
They should be concerned. I mean, right now their defense is the only thing that's going to keep them in games as long as this offense plays the way they did today and has played for the first 4 games.
Right.
So,
I mean, the Browns are 3-1, but they're not playing like a 3-1 team right now, and I am concerned. And
that defense showed. I mean, come on, they held Dalvin Cook to 34 yards.
Yeah.
The running game was non-existent. Leonard Fournette is running all over the Patriots.
Dude. Did you see that?
He's just knocked him out of the way. Jesus.
Just move. That's
out of my way. That's a bull rush right there, baby. Good God. Brett, shut up. They're not getting rid of Odell Beckham. You don't know what you're talking about. Browns Twitter's going freaking nuts, and the people that know better are just saying, just shut up.
He missed that touchdown, but I guess it would kind of turn him around a bit, but it
wasn't Odell that missed that catch. It was Baker's fault. He threw the wrong side. He should have thrown to the left.
Odell can't throw himself the ball.
No.
Okay, so if Odell is sucking, it's because Baker is sucking.
Yes.
Okay, and that's the bottom line. I like Odell, but I'm gonna defend the defensible. You know what I'm saying?
It's not Odell's fault.
It's not Odell's fault.
No.
Because he can't throw the ball to himself, and that's just that's the way it works.
I mean, Chubb had 100 yards. Kareem Hunt had 69 yards and a touchdown. They each averaged over 4.5 yards a carry, which is a really good stat for rushing. That rushing game is no joke. Highest the top receiver today was Rashard Higgins. He had 4 catches for 63 yards. Again,
that in itself tells you what the offense is all about right now.
Correct. Yeah, I mean,
you got Rashard Higgins as your leading receiver with 4 catches.
Yeah, but the right now the bright side of the brightest point of the offense is the running game. When you get the two-headed monster of Chubb and Hunt, that's the bright side. Baker needs to get his shit together, or he's gonna find himself in trouble. So,
all right,
I'm done with that.
Well,
we got the Chargers next week, so I'm not looking forward to that in LA.
Yeah, and you got to try to keep up with that offense.
Yes.
So your defense is going to be put to the test again.
Yes.
Anyway, next up, the New York Giants in overtime defeat the New Orleans Saints 27-21, spoiling the New Orleans Saints.
Big shout out to Saquon.
Saquon finally showed up on the fantasy scoreboard.
Yes, he did.
Okay, it's a long time coming. But seriously, outside of game 1, does New Orleans really look like they're going to be anybody?
Well, if Jameis doesn't start playing better, no.
My brother posed an interesting question today. When was the last time the Giants and Jets both won on the same day?
Not only did they win in the same day, they won
played in overtime
on the same day. It's the first time ever that those two teams have won in overtime on the same day, ever.
Wow.
And they actually played once in an overtime game against each other.
Yep.
Mm.
I'm not sure if it finished in a tie or not, but
I don't remember.
and honestly, I don't care. Anyway, Daniel Jones, who was the leading rusher until today, 402 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. You know, Daniel Jones gets a bad rap, but I think he's a pretty damn good quarterback with what he has, because he didn't have Sterling Shepard today. He didn't have Darius Slayton today. He had a bunch of no-name receivers out there.
Well, Kenny Galladay had a big day. He's not
Galladay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Galladay resurrected himself for a day.
116 yards today, yes.
But when it comes, I mean, but, you know, come on. When you're the last one left, you're expected to do something.
Yeah, because you got receivers like Kadarius Toney, John Ross.
Yeah, John Ross had a
touchdown.
Former #1 pick for the Cincinnati Bengals, who sucked his entire career.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, he's scoring touchdowns from Daniel Jones on bombs. Come on now. When does that happen? Seriously. But that's why they play the games, right?
Exactly.
That's what I hear.
Galladay did have a good game, 6 catches, 116 yards. On the other side, I just don't know. I don't know about this New Orleans team. I don't think they have an identity, to be honest with you. They had an identity with Drew Brees. They don't have one now.
Right. They lost their identity.
You know, because they don't know if they want to be a passing team. They don't know if they want to be an option team. They don't know if they want to be a running team.
Right. And again, as long as they're mixing it up between Jameis and Taysom Hill, there's going to be an issue with the identity of this team.
Well, not only that, but it's also going to affect guys like Alvin Kamara.
Yeah. Well, Kamara had a good day with 120 yards rushing, but Taysom Hill took away his touchdowns.
But yeah, he got vultured for 2 touchdowns, I think.
Yeah, Taysom Hill had 2 touchdowns today rushing.
Yeah. And that's what happens when Taysom Hill comes in the game.
Yes.
Is Taysom Hill becoming Mike Allstott all of a sudden?
I don't know, but he had a hell of a run today, man. He was barreling over people left and right today.
Yeah.
Mike Allstott used to do that too.
Yep.
And unfortunately, as long as Jameis keeps playing like Tampa Jameis, you know what I'm saying?
He had no picks today, so he's not playing like Tampa Jameis. I mean, he did throw for 226 on a touchdown, but I mean, come on.
So basically, we're giving Jameis kudos when he doesn't throw picks.
Yeah, because he didn't have any picks today.
That's because he only threw the ball 23 times.
Well, this is true too.
So, I mean, Jameis had a great first game, It's been Tampa Jameis since.
Yeah, he threw for 5 touchdowns his first game. Not
That was an aberration, dude. That was a mirage. That was a figment of everyone's imagination. That game.
As long as Kamara has a good game, and that takes all the pressure off of Jameis.
All right, it's time to let John go off for a minute here. Tennessee Titans go into MetLife Stadium today and lose to the Jets and made Zach Wilson look like Joe Namath for a day.
Patriots. Oh, sorry, Jets. Again, the Jets are no threat. Let them get their win. I'm glad that the whack ass Tennessee Titans are down to, again, where I think they are. I always think they're overrated, constantly overrated. And yeah, they didn't have their 2 wideouts, but whatever. Next
They're
man
number
up.
1 and number 2.
Yeah. Whatever. tough for them. It's the Jets, man. So it's whatever. They're 1-3, but it's more of a win, I think, for the AFC seeding. The fact that the Titans lost. So Look at this. Week 4, and I'm already thinking of the freaking playoffs.
Anyway.
I know you are. It's nice to be a Bills fan these days, guys. Okay. It's nice. Big shout out to Davis Mills, too. 0.8 QBR rating. Not 80, 0.8.
Jesus.
I didn't know that was possible.
That's like getting 100 points for signing your name.
It is when you play in Buffalo with a sorry ass team. That's what happens. Anyway, like I said, the Tennessee
Titans suck.
They made Zach Wilson look like Joe Namath for a day, man.
Yeah.
And Corey Davis, Jamison Crowder back in the lineup for the Jets. I think maybe now with Crowder back, Wilson might be a little bit more settled.
Crowder had a good game today. He really did, his first game back.
Yeah, Crowder. Davis had a good game, a good revenge game because he played for Tennessee up until this season. 4 catches, 111 yards. Keelan Cole, former Jaguar.
Yep.
Had 3 catches for 92 yards. So, I mean, with that kind of performance, hey, it gives you a little bit of hope for Zach Wilson, right? Just a little.
How many yards did he throw? Did he go for today?
297.
Okay.
He had a 97 passer rating, 2 touchdowns, and only 1 interception. Now, there's a guy you got to judge by how many interceptions he does and doesn't throw.
Right.
Because I think he leads the NFL in that category.
Yeah, and congratulations to Coach Sala for getting his first win too.
Oh yeah, congratulations to Coach Sala. I think he's going to do great with that team. Just not yet.
I love his energy, Eliot. I really do.
He is. He's a great coach, man.
Yeah.
The 49ers, when the 49ers lost him, they lost a lot. I think they lost more by losing him than they would have by losing Mike Shanahan. So,
What kind of game did Tannehill have?
huh?
What kind of game did Tannehill have?
298 yards on a touchdown.
Pedestrian,
Yeah.
but that's just Tannehill.
But Derrick Henry ran for 157 yards, so he had a good game.
Well, he had to.
Yeah.
They had. Come on, man. Who were their wide receivers today? Can anybody name one without looking at the scorecard?
Chester Rogers,
without
Josh
looking at the
Allen,
scorecard? Without looking at the scorecard?
No.
You can't name one Tennessee wide receiver. Okay, and that's basically a fantasy player's dream.
Are you kidding me, John? That was incomplete.
Wow.
When all they're going to do is hand the ball off to Derrick Henry 33 times.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Just stuff the run. That's all you got to do to beat the Titans.
That's what the Browns did last year. They stuffed him up.
Well, they didn't stop the run, but they stopped the pass because there was no pass.
That was I can't believe the NFL got that. Well, I can believe it. What are you talking about? Jeez.
All right, so everybody that wrote off the Kansas City Chiefs at 1-2 kind of got a little wake up today as Mahomes and boys went off for 42 on Philadelphia.
That was no
42
surprise. Philly's
42 to
great.
30 was the final there. Patrick Mahomes, 5 touchdowns.
I think that sets up next week. That's going to be a heavyweight tilt next week.
Who are they playing next week?
Buffalo and
Bills?
Kansas City, dude.
Buffalo and
Is
Kansas.
it
in Kansas City.
In Kansas City?
Yep.
Oh,
So,
I can't wait for that
That's
game. Holy cow.
that's the test, man.
That could be
That's
the
big
swizzle stick game right there. That's going to be the game that stirs the drink of who's really it or who's really
Yeah.
not quite. So
Yeah, well, you tell you what, the upside of that game, John, is Buffalo has the better defense. Okay.
But
But with Patrick Mahomes, you just never.
yeah,
Yeah.
but we also got some guys hurt. Jordan
Okay.
Poyer didn't play this week, and then Matt Milano went out with a hamstring injury this week. And you know how hammies are.
Yeah.
So that's our star linebacker plus our star safety. So that could be 2 big, huge pieces of our defense. That being said, we didn't have them this week, but we were playing freaking
Davis Mills.
0.8 QB.
Yeah. And
Just
again,
A
remember
little bit
that.
different than Patrick
Just
Mahomes.
remember that.
But
You were
also,
playing
look at the
Davis
fact that-
Mills.
look at the fact that he also gave up 30 points to the Eagles today, which don't have exactly a prolific offense. So when they
Well,
Well,
can't-
but
don't
you know
sleep
what?
on Jalen Hurts, man.
right,
Jalen-
but,
yeah.
Don't sleep
no.
on Jalen
But-
Hurts.
Don't poo-poo on Jalen Hurts.
right, but Kansas City's defense was exposed last week with Baltimore too. So
Yeah,
I mean, you
it's
guys
never
are going
been
to put some
stout
points up on these guys
defense.
next week.
They've never had us. It was always the offense, right?
It was always
just-
the offense.
And Buffalo can keep up with that now.
Yes.
Now they can. They
But
can go
again-
toe to toe.
But again, that's why they play on the field.
Is that,
Exactly.
is that
All
an
that
early
paper
kickoff,
shit.
John? Is that a
Hang
late
the paper on the wall, dude. Hang all that paper shit on the wall. for
Right.
Decoration. Because on the field is where it's going to happen next week. Can't wait.
John, is that
Can't wait.
what's the game time for
But
that?
yeah,
now?
don't poo-poo on Jalen Hurts, please, because he is a pretty elite quarterback. He's just playing with
That's the NBC game next week, Ken. So John may not be on the show for part of next week. So because
Well, yeah, Sunday night, right?
it's Sunday night. Yeah. It's
Yeah, I will not be on the show next week. Guaranteed. Sorry.
well, shit.
No way.
I might not show up either because I want to watch that game.
yeah, you and I both do.
Mm.
Might be national holiday when it's the Bills playing, right? I mean, yeah, primetime
well,
Bills games.
Bank
Always.
holiday.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, given a better defense, Jalen Hurts, people be singing a different song about him right now because he is putting up numbers, and he has to
Yeah.
in order to keep up with other teams' offenses because his defense is crap. Anyway, moving right along, the Los Angeles Rams did Arizona kind of throw the gauntlet down as far as
Arizona dominated that entire game.
Dude, they might be the best team in football.
They blew the doors out of the Rams from start to finish, dude.
Especially after seeing what the Rams did to the Buccaneers last week, and then the Cardinals come in and just run right all over them. I mean, come on.
And it's not like what's his name? Murray had a great game.
He threw for 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, but for Murray, 249 total yards. That's not a lot for him.
Well, I have like Chase Edmonds and stuff on my fantasy team. I
Yeah.
sat these guys simply because it was the Rams. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'll play some other guys because they're not playing the Rams. And then here go the Rams pooping the bed. The defense, the stout defense that is, and you know.
Well, you know why? Because they put all the impetus on Kyler Murray, and the rest of the guys burned them
Yeah.
on the ground.
I mean, Murray threw for 268. He ran for 30. He ran for 39, but he threw 2 touchdowns. James Conner ran for 2 touchdowns, and Eliot.
Breaking news. AJ Green has found the fountain of youth in Arizona.
Yes.
Good.
AJ Green put up AJ Green Cincinnati early days numbers.
Oh, yeah. He only had 67 yards, but he did have a touchdown. So
Touchdown, 5 receptions. Dude, that's good for 17.7 fantasy points. Come on, man.
and Hopkins had his usual game too.
Yeah, well, I mean, Hopkins is going to be Hopkins. I'm more impressed with the fact that AJ Green, who was basically written off for dead by many people, is actually resurrecting himself
because of all his injuries in Cincinnati. He had a ton of injuries in Cincinnati too. So.
But he is the fill-in for Larry Fitzgerald, so he's got a lot of big shoes to.
Correct.
Big shoes to fill. So, but yeah, Arizona looked as bad as Arizona looked for one half against Jacksonville last week. They looked awesome.
Mike Evans fan club. Sorry. It's so distracting. Like I can't like games like this like fascinate. This is what I love about football. I love the storyline of this game. Like how much have I hated Brady for decades, and now it's like I'm rooting for this guy, like cheering for him. Go Tom.
Amazing when a guy leaves your division. Right?
Oh, it's so much easier. Oh, like that. I'm the big Sam Darnold fan now too.
As a matter of fact, your conference.
Yeah.
They both left the conference altogether.
I know. I love it. Go Sam, go Tom. Let's go, guys. You guys go do your thing. But see, I don't have a hate for any other quarterback in the AFC because none of them are any good. Sorry, Clarky. I know you love this Mac Jones kid, but haven't seen anything yet that makes me go, ooh.
Nope.
I haven't seen anything that supports the fact that they let Cam Newton go.
It's weird, huh? And like you think of like Houston could use like a quarterback. Why hasn't Cam joined that team? You know, like Davis Mill 0.8 QB. Like, how does that happen? I could get a higher QB rating. Like, I could do better than that. And I'm a fat 44-year-old guy.
Yeah.
It's whatever. Who cares? Okay.
I'm telling you, man. What it
I
is.
think Arizona's the favorite now in the West.
Yeah.
Arizona's the favorite.
Legit, man.
Especially with Garoppolo going down, I don't think Trey Lance is the answer in San Francisco right now. It's because he's still a rookie, and Seattle's not playing great, even though they did win today.
They look pretty good today.
They looked pretty good today. But
Freaking Russell was a magician, man. See
that one touchdown pass he threw,
yeah,
where he escaped and twisted and jerked himself on, ran off to the right and threw that touchdown pass. That was just amazing. Totally amazing. But yeah, I think Arizona is the team to beat in that division now after what happened today.
Might be the team to beat in that conference.
Might be.
Because they.
Although I think Dallas might have something to say. Well, the way Dallas is playing.
Tom broke the record.
Got it.
Yeah, he got it. Yeah.
There's Drew.
Yeah.
You don't miss props.
Was it paying the camera on Breeze in the studio?
Yeah, he's on the field, man.
Sidelines.
Breeze on the sideline.
They said they would pause but not stop the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Good. Now I hope he gets a touchdown. Just to shut these people up, pricks. Come on, Tom.
All right.
Where was that going, buddy?
In another who gives a shit game, Baltimore Ravens defeated the Denver Broncos 23-7.
Poor Teddy. Teddy got concussed. Got
concussed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drew Lock sighting in Denver today.
Yeah, that's not exactly a great sighting.
No, it's not.
No, that's like a UFO sighting, man. Like, you know. Did it really happen?
That's like I'm stranded on a desert island.
Yes. Drew Lock is 12 of 21 for 113 yards and 1 interception.
Which for a guy that
Sonny.
For a guy that hasn't had first team reps all season.
Hi, Sonny.
Okay, that's not a bad performance. You got to remember that. This guy did not practice with the starters.
No.
During the week. He comes in cold after 4 games in the season?
Yep.
And that's not an easy task, especially not against a defense like the Baltimore Ravens. So yeah, that would be a little bit too much to ask from him. I think he did okay for his limitations today.
Yep.
Lamar Jackson threw for over 300. Latavius Murray did okay. I couldn't believe they did a healthy scratch. It wasn't Tyson Williams like a waiver wire darling a couple of weeks ago, and now he got healthy scratched in fantasy.
There was a Le'Veon Bell sighting in Denver today.
Very brief one.
Hmm.
4 carries for all of 11 yards.
I'm telling you, man.
Yep.
These old timers ain't getting it done.
Yep.
That's all there is to it.
Yep.
Look, Le'Veon Bell couldn't get it done with Kansas City. How's he going to get it done? Come on. That offense, come on.
Yeah, he's better off staying in Pittsburgh.
I think the controversy really, and then the fact that he wound up going to the Jets really tanked his career.
Yeah, I agree.
Anytime you make a move to go to the Jets, you're basically tanking your career.
Yeah, right. Right.
You're trying to run away from the Jets, not sign with them.
Yep.
So, yeah, he tanked his shit. All right, so Baltimore 23-7, they're 3-1. Tied right there with Cincinnati and Pittsburgh 1-3, right?
Yes.
Is it who's loving that in the Central?
Hello. Me.
In the North.
Hello. Hello.
Good morning.
Over here. Look over here.
Speaking of the Pittsburgh Steelers, they are 1-3 because they lost to the Green Bay Packers today.
Oh, Ben. 26 of 40 for 232 yards, 1 touchdown.
When are they going to hang him up? They need to hang him up. He needs to hang him up.
I mean, yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, he needs to hang him up. This is over, dude.
Yeah.
I think the Steelers are going to definitely finish sub 500. How far under 500 is the question.
They're going to be in last place in that division. No, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Claypool's injured. Big Ben is not who he was just 2 years ago. He's nowhere near where he was.
Juju's been injured since he ran all over the Bengals sign last year.
Yeah,
Right.
since he's been TikToking, he's just been
Yeah.
He's been irrelevant.
suck assing. That's
Yeah,
what he's been.
The biggest receiver for Ben today was Deontay Johnson.
Which is not a bad receiver. He could be a number 1 receiver on several teams, but I'm just saying.
When he doesn't drop the ball.
When he doesn't drop the ball, right?
They just don't have. I mean, first of all, if they're banking their fortunes on Ben Roethlisberger, why are they doing it?
Right.
All they're doing is delaying the process of rebuilding this team to previous glory.
Yeah.
I have this is the only part of this season that I really hate so far is that the one win that the Steelers have is against the Bills. Other than that, season's been great, but jeez, man, Steelers are just miserable.
And I'm hearing the Steelers fans are not happy with Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, because he hasn't done everything for that franchise for almost 20 years. But let's get mad at Mike because he's the problem. Guaranteed, he's the problem.
I think bringing Ben back is the problem. They should have sent Ben packing.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin is not the problem in Pittsburgh. It's the fact that he's put all his eggs in one basket with Ben Roethlisberger, who's slower, old, beat up, oft injured. I mean, he needs probably multiple injections just to give him each week for painkillers or whatnot. He looked horrible. He's looked horrible all season. I mean, last week it was rolling right and he slipped and fell as he was throwing the football. I mean, come on.
And just keep in mind that the ownership, the chemistry of the ownership these days is not what it used to be. Okay.
No.
I don't think the Rooneys would have dealt too much further than, keeping Roethlisberger on the field longer because he's embarrassing himself now.
Yes.
You don't ever keep a legend on the field long enough to where they embarrass themselves.
The Browns fans are loving it, though. I mean, they love seeing Ben fail. We love it.
I totally am down on the Pittsburgh organization for that.
Yeah, his pride went split, so.
If he doesn't know any better, the Steelers should have known better for him than to put him through this season, which could get him killed.
Well, when your second choice is Mason Rudolph.
Unfortunately, dude, seriously, if you don't move on, how do you expect it? Look, if you stand still, how much progress do you make?
None.
You know who they sign next year?
Hey, you know what we could compare that with, John?
Aaron Rodgers.
You know who we can compare that with, John?
Eh.
The effort that Scott puts into advertising this show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. If you
dude,
don't advertise, you ain't going nowhere.
Scott, get on it, buddy. Come on. Tell me this isn't who's a good fit, I think, in Pittsburgh next season. Mitch Trubisky.
Ooh.
And a certain offensive coordinator of Buffalo becomes the head coach in Pittsburgh.
Well, I don't think they're going to keep Tomlin's going to be there until he doesn't want to be there anymore. I don't think it's going to happen. Tomlin has a job for as long as he wants it.
Tomlin's not going anywhere.
No, Tomlin's not going anywhere.
No,
It's dark and spooky.
they don't,
Because
fire coaches.
Because Pittsburgh has only had 3 head coaches.
Look, Bill Cowher only left
1969.
because he was ready to retire.
Yeah, they've only had
Same
3 head coaches since
Same thing with Chuck
1969.
Noll. They were ready to
right.
step away when they left.
I mean, Chuck Noll had a job. Chuck Noll kept his job throughout the 80s and they didn't get rid of him until he wanted to step away. And the Pittsburgh Steelers were terrible in the 80s.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are not an organization that pushes their legends out the door.
No.
That's how that works.
Which may also be the mindset when it comes to Ben, because Ben has been the franchise quarterback for 18 years.
Exactly.
And
that's probably, and sometimes that works to their detriment.
Yes.
Which is the case with Ben.
Correct.
Welcome back, Mo.
Okay, and everybody's looking at the game right now. Tomorrow we got the Vegas Raiders against the Chargers.
Should be good.
That'll be a good game.
That'll be a good game.
I think that has the potential of being one of those Madden games, 50 to 43 or
Hey, I'm up like 70 points right now. I just need Herbert not to put up 70. Okay.
You'll be fine. I don't think you'll have
I think you're good.
Yeah, well, you never know. I mean, 6 touchdowns can happen.
I think you're good, man.
Yeah, I think
I don't think you have much of a concern.
Jamal thinks the Raiders are going to win tomorrow night, says the Cowboy fan in the crowd.
Dude, don't sleep on the Chargers, man.
Don't sleep on the Chargers.
Don't sleep on the Chargers, but I tell you what, David Carr is playing on another level.
I fully expect the Browns to go to LA next week and get their asses whooped.
David Carr is playing on a different level than David Carr is used to playing.
Yes, Ken, by the Chargers.
So
You write that down.
That is a 4:05 game next week.
Oh, it's coming down.
Cleveland at LA next week. Yes, that's a 4:00 game. So at least I'll get to see most of that game on Red Zone because
look at the lovely weather in New England.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I didn't get to see a lot of the Browns game on Red Zone. There wasn't really much happening going on.
Look at Tom's parents. God,
I mean, it was 11-7 for the longest time today. So,
Leonard, you should have cut left way before that, buddy. What are you doing? Armchair quarterback can tell you how to play. Damn.
So anyway, that does it for this week's games.
Yep, that is it for this week. All right, and we're right about now. We're right at 9:00. So
Perfect timing, baby.
Perfect timing. We actually we were able to cover Major League Baseball and football this week. So, good luck to the Red Sox and the Yankees. Not really, but good luck to all. And looking forward to the baseball playoffs.
I'm going for take this down, save it for posterity. Okay, because you probably never hear this again. Go Red Sox!
Wow!
Dude, hell hath frozen.
And on
over.
that note, I also would like to
Get that on tape, John.
You got it on tape, dude. Just look up the replay.
This, yes.
I told you, mark this down today because it probably won't ever happen again. Go Red Sox!
On a personal note, for as far as I'm concerned, you guys see I'm wearing my throwback Indians hat today. Today is the end of an era in Cleveland. After today, they will be now known as the Guardians and not the Indians. So good luck to the Guardians next season.
Guardians.
Like I said, they weren't successful as Indians.
Guardians
Maybe
of the
now.
Not
Galaxy.
since 1948. You are correct. I mean, they've been in 3 World Series since then, but they haven't done
Maybe a
squat
change
yet.
in name will be a change in game. You know what
We'll
I'm saying?
hope so. They couldn't even win after being up 3-1 against the Cubs. They lose 3 in a row. Anyway,
And here come the Guardians of the Cuyahoga.
Guardians of the Cuyahoga. You are correct. With all that being said, thank you everyone for showing up tonight. And we're going to be back again next week at 7:30. On behalf of my co-host Eliot,
I'm not going to be here.
John won't be
We
here.
might
next
not
week.
be here. We might not be here next
but I
week.
won't be very paying.
Yeah,
very
we'll
much
make a
attention.
decision as the week progresses. We may not be here.
Well,
next
no,
week.
maybe it'll be fun to watch. Like I won't be saying anything, but I'll be cussing and swearing at different plays and stuff. So it could.
No,
be
you know
nice.
what? It'll be fun to watch you narrate the game.
I'll be here then. Yeah.
All right, maybe we'll have a show.
Yeah.
So I'm
We'll have
again,
a
as I was gonna-
sideshow. We'll have a special sideshow for you guys.
Sideshow John. Yeah, perfect.
As I was going to say, on behalf of my co-host Eliot Big E Lamba, John G. Olson, and Ken Costello, I am the Sports Nerd. And until next week, maybe we are out. Eliot, hit the outro.
Well, there you have it, Nerds Nation. Another Sunday episode of the Sports Nerd Show in the books, and we're actually still alive to tell about it. Now, on behalf of our hosts, Scott, the Sports Nerd, right? John, Bob, and Ken, the 3 other lovable members of the Ramp Pack, and yes, me, Big E. The entire pack would once again like to thank you all for participating with us in the best 90 minutes of sports smack talk on the web today. So until next Sunday night, dear nation, we want to leave you with a quick PSA. Please stay safe. Please practice social distancing. And for fuck's sake, please wear a fucking mask. You just got hit with a pack rant from the Rant Pack. And with that, fellas, we are out.